Every story doesn't start in peace. Some begin in chaos, in confusion, in moments where you lose yourself trying to survive, before the healing, before the growth, before finding your way back to God. There's the part no one really sees, the struggle, the pain, the life you were living while still trying to figure it all out. This is a story about falling, finding your way back, and becoming something greater in the middle of it all. This is her story. Thank you for coming on Behind the Silence to share your story.
Well, hello, and thank you for having me. I am Nakeria. I am a woman of God. I am a mother of two, and I am a caterer. Cooking is where my heart is. That's my happy place. That's my peace. So, yeah.
Yes. Tell me a little bit about who you were as a child.
I can say I was like free. I love to be outside. I was one of them ones that listen. I was running the streets, running like that was me. I was an outside chick. From childhood on up, honestly.
Can you tell me a little bit about what the environment was like around you growing up?
Up until I was about 7, it was protected.
Okay.
After 7, the veil went off. And I started living worldly. Yeah, and I say at 7 too because that was when my mom and dad split. And once my dad left the house, there was a whole world we didn't know was out there that we actually started experiencing.
And I noticed when you said 7, I'm like, dang, 7, because that's young. Like, so I'm just like,
Young.
yeah.
Yeah, that's when they split. Um,
So you could say like that's like when life kind of started like changing
it
for you.
did for me and my sisters, for sure. Um, and my mom, amazing mother, would give you the shirt off her back. She was always a hard worker and still is to this day. So she was always at work. Yeah. And
just doing the best you can.
Doing the best she can. And me and my sisters were, we were together, but things happen. So.
Totally understand. Like, when did life start to change?
I would say probably by the time that I hit maybe high school, like transitioning over. I would say middle into high school. So the thing about it is me and my sisters are originally we were born in San Diego, California. So my mom was born here in Chester. My dad is from New Jersey, but they met in San Diego, California. So we moved around a lot.
That's something I never knew.
Yeah, we moved around a lot. So we'll be living down here, then we'll move back to California. Then we'll come back, we'll be living in Delaware, then we'll move back to California. So like it was like with us moving, we didn't have stability. Okay. So like I said, I would say going into transitioning into high school, which was by that time we were living here in Chester.
Gotcha. Being as though, like, since you know how you stated, it was like no stability far as because you was going back and forth. What would you say, like, what were you going through mentally during that time?
As a kid, I didn't realize I was going through anything mentally. I just knew that my mom was at work and I was, home with my sisters. And even still then, like, just hanging around with other kids and seeing that their father was in the house, again, still, it really didn't register too much to me. I didn't realize I had daddy issues until 35, and I'm 37.
Oh, okay. No. Listen, we learn that every day, seriously.
And I love my dad to death. You know what I mean? Me and my dad have a close relationship now, but by him not being in the home, not showing us how we're supposed to be treated,
played a part.
It played a major part in how me and my sisters dealt with men.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Which is understandable. Can you walk me through the lifestyle, or because I don't want to jump too ahead, but like you said, this was like going into high school, so I wanted you to like we was going walk into like your trauma, like before you got like shot. What was like the lifestyle you was living?
Worldly.
Worldly. Outside.
Outside. I just was, and I didn't have my son then either. So,
Yeah.
I was just outside. I saw my mom working so much, so I was working so much. But when I wasn't working, I was in the streets.
For real.
I was in the streets. And I can admit, I was promiscuous as well too. I don't know. I didn't have a care. I just didn't have a care. So yes.
Living young, wild, and free.
That's it. That's all. That's what I was doing for sure.
Got you. Can you explain, like, as far as taking a turn, how did that particular experience change you?
I would say up until I got shot, it didn't. And even afterwards, it did enough to calm me down. Like once I became a mother.
Yeah.
But it still did.
it wasn't
it didn't hit just yet. And the crazy thing is, once I did get shot, I knew that there was a reason why I was still here. I just didn't know what it was.
Gotcha.
Again, it didn't take me till I was 35 to really find my purpose in life. So,
and we be thinking that we supposed to be know, but God had it written like that,
That's right. That's right. Everything happens for a reason and in His time. But again, when you living in sin, when you living in darkness, you don't see none of that. All you see is the temporary pleasures that you're experiencing at the moment.
What's in front of you.
And what's in front of you. And your spiritual eye is closed. You know what I mean? Because you just doing you, and that's basically what it was for me. People will call me mean. Like they wouldn't really say it to me. They would say it to my sister. And I don't know. I've always been like the salt of the earth, meaning I've always been influential. You know what I mean? I've always been inspiration to others because I still had a heart. I still had a good heart. I still would put you on. If I knew something, I'm putting you on to it too. If I'm winning, you gotta win with me too. I've always been that kind of person. I've always been strong-minded too. You know what I mean? But I was running them streets hard. Sold drugs, I sold weed, had people selling weed for me. Still was working, but it was just at that time another hustle. It was another hustle for me, another stream of income for me. I don't know, it was just a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, got to. And I was about to ask you, can you walk me through that moment? But you walked me through it, so that was it. How did becoming a mother shift your mindset?
The crazy thing is, I didn't get it right. I didn't get it right the first time. And I say that because I remember saying to my mom, well, Mom, you was always at work. We didn't get to spend time with you like that. And when I became a mom, I had my son December 11th. I was back to work January 16th. I didn't have a choice. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when I went back to work, I was working 2 jobs. I would work overnight from 11 p to 10 a, get off, get my son, and then I'll be back out the door by 2 o'clock to get to my second shift job.
Running.
This was for the first 3 years of my son's life. So in my mind, I'm doing what I think I need to do as a mother. You know what I mean? I'm taking care of him financially.
Right.
But I wasn't there physically.
And you was kind of doing what you seen. So you know, in that state, you was doing what you thought was like, okay, everything right.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's so important that you said that, because we don't realize that what we do, especially as parents, our kids are watching us. Mm-hmm. And they're picking up on the exact thing that we're doing. So you just got to be careful of what you're modeling in front of your kids. Because like you said, I thought that was the right thing to do, but not realizing I said to my own mom the same thing. And when she said it back to me, she said, you told me I was always at work. You doing the same thing to Jared. Tore me up.
It was like a mirror for you in that moment.
Tore me up. And like I said, the first 3 years of his life, I was always at work. My sister and them basically raised him. And I'm thinking my son, because my son was so sweet when he was around me, but boy, when he wasn't around me, he was something else.
Yeah.
And when I would see videos of him, I remember my sister sent me a video of my son cussing.
You like, what?
I cried. I even made a post about it. I cried because I'm like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a parent. And behind my back, my son is, he was cussing.
He was in his bed.
Yo, I was like, and they were like, that boy bad. I'm like, he ain't bad. I was in denial because in front of me, he was one way, and behind, and when I wasn't around, he was another way. So I didn't get it right the first time.
Gotcha. So, Benz, though, like you touched on, you didn't get it right the first time, and now got your beautiful baby girl as well. What would you say? What type of woman would you say, or mom, you are like now as your son for the first 3 years? Before you realize, like, what, I don't want to, raise him how I was raised, like not present, even though I'm providing for him, but I want to, create those moments.
I would say patient. I'm way more patient as a parent now. I would say I'm way more present as a parent now, and even with my daughter too. I'm way more emotional as a parent because there was an affectionate. There was two things that we didn't really see from my mom because she's just. They say there's no such thing as an alpha female, but that's what I saw. I saw a very strong woman in my mom, and that's who I became. But when it comes to my children, I'm just softer with them. Gotcha. So that's the difference from then till now. I'm more understanding. Yeah.
Got you. When did you start rebuilding your life?
34. 34. I started rebuilding when I was 34, going into 35 years old. And it had a lot to do with just people I was around, things that I was experiencing. I've always been a church girl. Crazy thing is, me and my sisters, we've always been in church. We've been in church our whole lives.
Yeah.
But for not the last 2.5 years, but like there was a gap of years where I didn't step a foot in the church, wasn't speaking to God, none of that, just outside, just doing everything. And it was that time where I recognized I gotta get back. Mm-hmm. I gotta get back. Things got so bad for me. It was really a wilderness season for me. Financially, physically, emotionally, like it was just bad. So that's when I just knew, like, no, it was times that I cried out to God, like literally cried out to him. I'm like, God, please, I cannot take it no more. Yeah. And I've always, like I said, I've always been that strong woman, but that was the time I felt broken down to where as though I had nobody but to call on him.
Yeah. And he called you back.
He called me back.
Yes.
He called me back.
What pushed you to becoming an author and caterer?
I'm a person who likes to read. Even as a kid, when I was in middle school, I just read. I used to love reading a book. My first book, The Coldest Winter Ever. I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to that. That was the first book I ever read, and I just read more books and more books until it got to the point where I'm like, I can write a book. Mm-hmm. I know I can write a book. I literally just...
God put it on your heart.
I just started writing. I started writing my book, that first book I ever wrote. Well, let me not say that. I used to write poems. I used to write songs. I used to write all of that.
Yeah.
And this was all when I was, a teenager, kid, whatever. Yeah. But it wasn't until 2017 I dropped my first book. I was published under a publisher. Yeah. And I dropped my first book, and it did good.
Which is dope. Yeah. They gave you that push, you know.
Mm-hmm. And that was my first joint ever. The first book I ever wrote. I just sent it in to him. And this was the publisher that I had went under. I read some of his books. You know what I mean? So I just took the chance. I don't know what it was. Something in me said I can write this book. I did. I sent it in. He loved it. sent me a contract. I mean, went over the contract, and it just went from there. So from 2017 up to 2020, I wrote probably like 20 something books.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. What does success look like for you now?
Freedom.
Heavy on that.
We don't realize how much freedom is success to us.
Yeah.
I recently just walked away from my job. I was on my job for about 2 years. A job that I cried and prayed for, but it got to the point where I knew that there was something else that God wanted me to do, and I walked away from it because it started draining me. My peace wasn't there no more. Even my kids were starting to complain that I was moving them around, you know what I mean, early in the morning, breaking their rest and stuff. So success at this point looks like walking in my purpose.
Got you. That's deep right there. I felt that. Felt that. How did losing your grandmom affect you?
Oh man, what a topic. The crazy thing about it is just yesterday, I remember the day so clear when I got the call. The call didn't come through until 10 something that night, but that day, I was spiritually drained the whole day. And the job that I had, I did a lot of driving. I could not get myself together. I was falling asleep behind the wheel and everything. That whole day, whole day, my spirit was just, it was just drained, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Even by the, you know, when you get ready to get off of work, you get a second wind.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it.
That boost the energy.
I did not get it. When I clocked out, I went to my mom's house. I laid on her couch and I slept. I was supposed to go get my kids from school that day at 3:45. By the time I looked at my phone, it was 3:44. I ran to get them, and I was supposed to go to the market that day. I couldn't even drive. I'm telling you, when I tell you my spirit was really weak that day, I called my nephew. I had him drive me around. I even had a video where I'm just recording myself like, what's wrong with me? That night, my dad called me. It was like 10:30 at night. He called me and said my grandma passed. And I just hit the floor. I hit the floor. And I think what bothered me the most was, I didn't spend enough time with her. And she was only an hour and a half away. So I went to go see her like a week and some change before she passed. And as she was in the hospital, like I saw in her eyes, her eye color had changed. And I remember when she was in the hospital, she just said, I'm tired. She told me she was tired, especially because they had to come in and draw her blood. I'm just so tired of getting stuck. And she didn't have much conversation, and she apologized to me. She was like, she was sorry she wasn't doing so much talking. She just was tired.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at her because I saw the difference. I saw the difference in her, and it was like,
and that's painful.
It's so painful. Because when I was going through my darkest time in my life, my grandma don't even know how she was pulling me through that. She would call me, and she would just be like, you were on my mind, I'm praying for you. And she didn't even know that was really helping me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I get my cooking from. My grandma.
So grandma behind the success of the Kera. Let me get you a tissue. What role did God play in your journey?
Oh man, God was there every step of the way. And like I said, it was crazy because, like I said, it was plenty of seasons I wasn't even speaking to him, and he still kept me. And I didn't realize it at the moment. It wasn't until I got back connected to him as the vine and me as the branch that I realized, it's like, whoa, that was nothing but God. That was nothing but God. It's when we look back over the Rolodex of everything that we've been through.
He pulled you out of.
I'm telling you.
I definitely.
I'm telling you.
I understand you on that. What does finding God again mean to you?
Everything. It means everything to me. because I felt, I experienced what it was like not having him, or not talking to him, not being in a relationship with him. I saw what my life was like, and at this point, it's real for me. It's deep for me. I get up in the morning. That's who I talk to before I talk to anybody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Throughout my day, that's who I talk to. Even if it's just a simple thank you.
Heavy on that.
Throughout
I'll be in the
the
shower.
day,
Thank you, God.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it means a lot to me, because when you're not in alignment, baby, anything that you thought was good is gonna crumble.
Mm-hmm. Totally understand you on that one. Who are you today?
That's a good question. I am a God-fearing woman. I am. I just have this reverence for him where I don't want to disappoint him. I don't want to disappoint God. And it's to the point where I'm modeling that same character in front of a camera, in front of anybody, behind a closed door, to where as though my kids are walking the same path.
Yes.
They even be like, say I said something, and they be like, Mama, I don't think Jesus are like that. Like that, it's
So
that deep.
me. Thank
yes,
you.
it's that deep. It's times where, you know what I mean. In my stretching season, in my pruning season, I was being impatient, and that's one of the things that he worked in me is patience. My son, he used my son to tell me, my son's specific words was, well, Mom, you can't expect God to do something for you if you don't be patient and wait for it. And I remember when he said that to me, I
know
cried.
that's right.
I cried. Like my own, he was 10 at the time, my own 10-year-old son said to me, I have to be patient. And the thing about it is, we want something and we want it now, and we are not the person that can handle it. Mm-hmm. He's not going to give us what we want as a parent now, and even with my daughter too. I'm way more emotional as a parent, because there was an affectionate. There was two things that, you know what I mean, we didn't really see from my mom, because she's just, they say there's no such thing as an alpha female, but that's what I saw. I saw a very strong woman in my mom, and that's who I became. But when it comes to my children, I'm just softer with them. So that's the difference from then till now. I'm more understanding. Yeah.
Got you. What do you want people to take from your story?
I hope that just from everything that I have been through and I experienced, and maybe even the little bit that I've shared with you guys, I hope that it can touch you in a way where you can look within inside your own heart. Because a lot of people are dealing with a lot of trauma from childhood up, and it has seeped into adulthood to where as though they don't even see it. They don't take accountability for it. They are operating out of pride, unforgiveness.
Yes.
So I pray that my story can just give somebody the courage to just forgive. If you can just start with forgiveness.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The person that hurt you, it ain't even got to be the forgiveness for them. It's for you.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
On.
So you can move on, because the weight of carrying unforgiveness is way heavier.
Yes.
It's way heavier. And even pride. Mm-hmm. Pride goes before destruction. If you operate out of pride, you better believe everything that you are walking in is going to crumble. Mm-hmm. It's going to crumble. So I just hope that I can continue to, you know what I mean, be an inspiration to anybody. To where as though if I can come out of some dark places, you can too.
I know that's right.
You can come back from anything.
Because we gotta forgive food.
Yes. Yes. He don't remember no sin.
No.
He don't remember sin.
He let you start over.
He let you start.
What would you say to someone going through what you went through?
I would just tell somebody, keep going. Keep going. It is not always going to be like this. whatever you experience is not always going to be like that. And it might hurt. It's supposed to. You know what I mean? But just keep going. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep moving. I would definitely say get a relationship with our Creator. He knows you better than you know yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when you are walking in alignment and you are doing the will that He has for your life, I guarantee you the fruits of that is different. It's different.
If you have a story to tell and want your voice to be heard, feel free to reach out. This platform is here to help others heal, grow, and be seen. Stay tuned on Behind the Silence. Be on the lookout for the next episode.